Right now, at this very moment, there is a powerful force within you waiting to be unleashed. You may not feel it, but it's there, quietly simmering beneath the surface. You've felt it before, haven't you? That deep, unshakable sense that you're meant for more, that there's a greater life calling to you, a vision of success that is so vivid, so compelling, it's almost like you can touch it. But every time you reach for it, something holds you back. Every time you take a step forward, a voice in your head whispers, maybe this isn't for me, or what if I fail? And here's the truth that no one else is telling you. The only thing standing between you and the life you've dreamed of is a breakthrough. Not a small step, not a gradual improvement, but a massive, undeniable breakthrough that shatters the barriers you've been living behind. This isn't about making minor tweaks or waiting for the perfect moment. No, it's about breaking through everything that has ever held you back: fear, doubt, procrastination, limiting beliefs, and stepping into the unstoppable force you were always meant to be. But let's be honest for a second. You know exactly what's been stopping you. We all do. We all have those voices, those internal chains that keep us stuck in place. For some, it's fear, the fear of failing, the fear of looking foolish, the fear of not being good enough. Maybe you're terrified of trying because deep down you're scared that you'll give it your all and still fall short. Maybe you're afraid of stepping into the unknown because at least where you are now, it's comfortable. It's familiar, even if it's not what you want. For others, it's doubt, self-doubt. Doubt in your abilities, doubt that success is even possible for you. You might look at others who are living the life you want and think they've got something I don't. They're smarter, they're luckier, they're better. And so instead of going after what you want with everything you've got, you pull back, you hesitate. You tell yourself that maybe next year will be your time, or that you need more experience, more skills, more validation from others. And then there's procrastination. Oh, that sneaky, deceptive force that tells you tomorrow will be better. Tomorrow you'll be more motivated. Tomorrow you'll start taking action. But here's the thing, tomorrow is a lie. Tomorrow is the excuse that keeps you from taking control today. And with every delay, with every moment you postpone your dreams, you're reinforcing the chains that hold you back. And let's not forget about limiting beliefs, those deep-rooted stories you tell yourself that dictate what's possible for you. Maybe you were told growing up that success is for other people, that people like you don't achieve great things. Maybe you've convinced yourself that you're not worthy, that you don't have the right background, the right resources, or the right support. Whatever those beliefs are, they're keeping you in a box. They're limiting your potential. And as long as you believe them, you'll stay stuck where you are. But here's the good news, everything can change. Not someday, not next year, right now. This isn't just about giving you hope. It's about giving you the tools, the mindset, and the strategy to create your breakthrough. I'm not talking about a gradual process or waiting for the stars to align. I'm talking about smashing through the walls that have been holding you back and stepping into a version of yourself that's powerful, focused, and unstoppable. In this article, we're going to dive deep into the exact steps you need to break free from fear, doubt, procrastination, and those limiting beliefs. We're going to challenge everything you've been telling yourself about what's possible. And by the time you're done reading this, you're going to be armed with the mindset and the strategies to take massive, immediate action toward your goals. This isn't just about thinking differently, it's about transforming the way you live, the way you approach your dreams, and the way you show up in the world. Because here's the reality, you're not stuck. You're not powerless. The only thing that's been holding you back is you, and once you break through, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Today, you're going to discover how to unlock that power, how to tap into the version of yourself that is fearless, relentless, and destined for greatness. Are you ready? Because this is the moment everything changes. Number one, the power of belief. Everything you do, everything you achieve starts with a belief. Your beliefs are the lens through which you see the world, and they directly influence your thoughts, actions, and ultimately your results. If you believe you are capable of achieving great things, you act with confidence and take bold steps towards success. If, on the other hand, you believe you're limited, unworthy, or destined for failure, you'll hesitate, procrastinate, and settle for mediocrity. Your belief system is the foundation upon which your entire life is built. It shapes your identity, who you think you are, what you think you're capable of, and what you believe is possible for your future. Beliefs are incredibly powerful, yet many of us are unaware of how deeply they affect our lives. Think about it. When was the last time you stopped to examine the beliefs that are guiding your decisions, your habits, and your outlook on life? For most of us, our beliefs were formed in childhood, often by external forces, parents, teachers, society, and culture. We adopt these beliefs without questioning them, and over time, they become so ingrained that we accept them as truth. But here's the thing, many of these beliefs are not true. They're simply stories we've been telling ourselves, and they can be changed. The good news is that by shifting your mindset and belief system, you can completely transform your life. In this section, we're going to explore how limiting beliefs are formed, how they hold you back, and most importantly, how to shatter them. We'll also dive into the power of adopting empowering beliefs that propel you towards success, and we'll look at real-life examples of people who have completely changed their lives by changing their beliefs. How limiting beliefs form and how they can be shattered. Limiting beliefs are those deep-seated thoughts and perceptions that tell you what you can't do. They're the invisible barriers that keep you from pursuing your dreams, pushing your limits, and taking risks. But how do these beliefs form, and why do they have such a strong hold on us? How limiting beliefs are formed. Most limiting beliefs are formed early in life, often through experiences or messages we receive from the people around us. Maybe as a child, you were told that you're not good at something, that you're not smart enough, or that success is for other people, not you. These messages might come from parents, teachers, friends, or even the media, and over time, they start to shape your identity. For example, let's say you were bad at math in school, and your teacher told you that you just weren't a math person. That single comment might have planted a seed of doubt in your mind, and over time, it grew into a belief that you're not good at numbers. Fast forward to adulthood, and now you avoid opportunities that involve financial management or analytical thinking because deep down you believe you're not capable. Limiting beliefs often operate under the surface, quietly influencing your decisions and behaviors. You may not even realize you have them until you start looking closely at your life. But make no mistake, these beliefs are powerful, and they can prevent you from reaching your full potential if left unchecked. How to shatter limiting beliefs. The first step to breaking free from limiting beliefs is to become aware of them. Ask yourself, what are the stories I'm telling myself about what's possible for me? Where did these beliefs come from? Are they actually true, or are they simply assumptions I've carried for years? Once you've identified your limiting beliefs, it's time to challenge them. Start by questioning the validity of these beliefs. For example, if you believe you're not good enough to start your own business, ask yourself, is that really true, or is it just something I've come to believe based on past experiences? What evidence do I have to support this belief? More often than not, you'll find that your limiting beliefs are based on assumptions, not facts. Next, reframe these beliefs. Instead of telling yourself, I'm not good at this, start saying, I'm learning how to get better at this. Instead of, I'll never be successful, tell yourself, I am capable of success, and I'm taking steps toward it every day. This shift in language may seem small, but it has a profound impact on your mindset and actions. Finally, take action. Nothing dismantles a limiting belief faster than action. When you step outside of your comfort zone and prove to yourself that you can do something you once thought impossible, you start to break down the walls of those beliefs. Each time you push beyond your self-imposed limits, you weaken the power of those old stories. And with every small victory, your belief in yourself grows stronger. Adopting empowering beliefs to propel you forward. Now that we've discussed how to identify and break limiting beliefs, let's talk about the other side of the coin, adopting empowering beliefs. Empowering beliefs are those that lift you up, that fuel your actions, and that align with the vision of the person you want to become. When you consciously choose empowering beliefs, you shift from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance, from doubt to certainty, from fear to confidence. The power of empowering beliefs. Empowering beliefs are like rocket fuel for your personal and professional growth. They give you the confidence to take risks, the resilience to overcome setbacks, and the courage to pursue your dreams. When you believe that success is possible, that you are capable, and that the world is full of opportunities, you start to see possibilities everywhere. You become proactive, resourceful, and unstoppable. But how do you adopt empowering beliefs? It starts with deciding what you want to believe about yourself and your life. What kind of person do you want to be? What kind of results do you want to create? Once you've answered these questions, choose beliefs that align with that vision. For example, if you want to become a successful entrepreneur, start by adopting beliefs like, I am capable of building a successful business. Challenges are opportunities for growth, and I have the resilience to overcome them. I learn from every experience, and I am constantly improving. When you repeat these beliefs to yourself, they start to shape your thoughts, actions, and habits. Over time, these empowering beliefs become your new default mode of thinking, and they propel you towards success. One powerful tool for adopting empowering beliefs is visualization. Visualization is the practice of mentally rehearsing your desired outcomes, imagining yourself achieving your goals, and experiencing the emotions that come with success. When you visualize yourself succeeding, your brain starts to believe it's possible. You create new neural pathways that align with your goals, and you reinforce your empowering beliefs. Throughout history, countless individuals have achieved extraordinary success by transforming their beliefs. Let's look at a few real-life examples of people who shattered their limiting beliefs and adopted empowering ones to reach new heights.
1. Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah's story is one of the most powerful examples of how beliefs can shape success. Born into poverty and faced with significant challenges throughout her childhood, Oprah could have easily adopted the belief that she wasn't meant for greatness. But instead, she chose to believe in her potential. She adopted the empowering belief that she was worthy of success and capable of making an impact on the world. By consistently reinforcing this belief, she built an empire and became one of the most influential people on the planet. 2. Jim Carrey. Before becoming a world-famous actor, Jim Carrey struggled with self-doubt and financial hardship. However, he used the power of belief to fuel his success. Jim famously wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered and post-dated it for several years in the future. He carried that check in his wallet as a reminder of his belief in his future success. That belief drove him to take bold action. And just before the date on the check, he landed his breakthrough role in the movie Dumb and Dumber and earned a $10 million paycheck. 3. Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela's belief in equality and justice was so strong that it sustained him through 27 years of imprisonment. While most people would have been broken by such an experience, Mandela's empowering belief in a better future for his country allowed him to endure and eventually become South Africa's first black president. His belief not only transformed his own life, but also changed the course of history for an entire nation. The key takeaway from this section is simple but profound: your beliefs shape your reality. If you want to change your life, start by changing the beliefs that are holding you back. Identify the limiting beliefs that are keeping you stuck, challenge them, and replace them with empowering beliefs that align with your goals. When you shift your mindset and choose to believe in your potential, your entire life transforms. You start to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You take action with confidence, and you achieve results you never thought possible. The power of belief is the most important tool you have for creating the life you want. Change your belief, and you'll change your life forever. Number 2, emotional mastery. Your emotional state is the driving force behind every action, every decision, and ultimately every result in your life. Whether you realize it or not, your emotions play a significant role in shaping your outcomes. If you're in a state of fear, anxiety, or doubt, the decisions you make will reflect that. You'll play it safe, avoid risks, and miss opportunities. On the other hand, when you're in a peak emotional state, feeling confident, empowered, and focused, you'll take bold action, make courageous decisions, and create success. Think about it. How many times have you made a poor decision because you were stressed or overwhelmed? Or maybe you missed out on an opportunity because you were feeling uncertain or afraid. On the flip side, think about the times when you were on fire, when you felt unstoppable, energized, and completely in control. In those moments, you likely made decisions that propelled you forward, that moved you closer to your goals. Your emotional state isn't just a fleeting feeling. It's the foundation upon which your entire day, week, and life are built. Successful people aren't successful because they never feel negative emotions. They're successful because they've learned how to manage their emotional state no matter what life throws at them. They've developed the ability to stay calm under pressure, remain focused in the face of challenges, and bounce back from setbacks with even more determination. The truth is, mastering your emotions is one of the most important skills you can develop if you want to achieve lasting success. When you're in control of your emotional state, you're in control of your life. But if your emotions are constantly controlling you, it's like trying to drive a car without a steering wheel. You'll be at the mercy of external circumstances, reacting to whatever comes your way, rather than creating the outcomes you desire. Practical strategies for managing emotional states. Mastering your emotions doesn't mean you never feel fear, frustration, or doubt. It means you learn how to shift your emotional state when it's not serving you. You can't control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond to it. The good news is that there are practical strategies you can use to take charge of your emotions and cultivate a state of mind that supports your success. 1. Gratitude practice. One of the simplest yet most powerful tools for managing your emotional state is gratitude. When you focus on what you're grateful for, it's almost impossible to feel negative emotions at the same time. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking in your life to what's abundant, from what's wrong to what's right. It's a state of appreciation that opens the door to positivity, optimism, and possibility. Start your day with a simple gratitude practice. Before you even get out of bed, take a few moments to think about 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. Sometimes the smallest things make the biggest difference. Maybe you're grateful for the support of a loved one, the opportunity to pursue your goals, or even just the fact that you woke up healthy and alive. The more you practice gratitude, the more you'll find to be grateful for, and this positive mindset will ripple into every area of your life. 2. Visualization. Visualization is another powerful tool for managing your emotional state. When you visualize yourself succeeding, your brain starts to believe it's possible. You create a mental blueprint for the future you want to create, and this shapes the way you think, feel, and act. Visualization not only helps you build confidence and clarity, but it also shifts your emotional state from fear or doubt to certainty and motivation. To practice visualization, find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and imagine yourself achieving your goals. See yourself in vivid detail. What are you doing? How are you feeling? Who are you with? The more you can immerse yourself in the experience, the more powerful the effect will be. Visualize not just the end result, but the entire process, overcoming challenges, making decisions, and staying committed. When you repeatedly visualize success, you begin to train your brain to expect success, and this affects the way you show up in the real world. 3. Peak state rituals. Successful people often use rituals to get themselves into a peak emotional state. A peak state ritual is any routine or activity that boosts your energy, focus, and confidence. This could be anything from a morning workout to listening to your favorite motivational playlist or repeating powerful affirmations. Tony Robbins, for example, uses a specific breathing technique, movement exercises, and incantations to prime his mind and body for success every day. You don't have to follow a complicated routine to create your own peak state ritual. Just find something that works for you. The key is to do it consistently. By starting your day with a ritual that puts you in a positive, energized state, you set yourself up for success. 4. Emotional reframing. Emotional reframing is the practice of changing the way you interpret a situation to shift your emotional response. Let's say you're facing a challenge and your initial emotional reaction is fear or frustration. Instead of allowing those emotions to take over, you can reframe the situation by asking yourself empowering questions like, what can I learn from this, or how can I use this experience to grow? By reframing the situation, you take control of your emotional response and choose an interpretation that serves you. Instead of seeing challenges as threats, you start to view them as opportunities for growth. This simple shift in perspective can completely change the way you feel and how you respond to obstacles, building the strength to endure and thrive. Emotional resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to maintain your focus and composure in the face of challenges, and to keep moving forward when things get tough. It's not about avoiding difficulties, it's about developing the strength to handle them with grace and determination. Emotional resilience is critical to long-term success because setbacks and failures are inevitable. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't often comes down to resilience. Why emotional resilience matters. Success is rarely a straight line. No matter how talented or prepared you are, you will face setbacks, disappointments, and failures along the way. What separates successful people from those who give up is their ability to handle adversity. Emotionally resilient people don't let setbacks derail them. They don't fall apart when things don't go according to plan. Instead, they use failure as feedback, learn from their mistakes, and come back stronger. Emotional resilience isn't something you're born with, it's a skill you can develop. And the more resilient you become, the more unstoppable you'll be. When you're resilient, you don't let external circumstances dictate your emotional state. You remain focused, composed, and driven no matter what happens. How to build emotional resilience. Building emotional resilience takes practice, but it's one of the most valuable skills you can develop. Here are a few strategies to help you cultivate resilience. Embrace failure as a learning opportunity. One of the biggest misconceptions about failure is that it's something to be avoided at all costs. But failure is not the opposite of success, it's a part of it. Every successful person has experienced failure, often multiple times, on their way to the top. What makes the difference is how you respond to failure. Instead of seeing it as a dead end, view it as feedback. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I improve? When you approach failure with a growth mindset, you build resilience and increase your chances of success in the future. You develop a strong support system. Emotional resilience doesn't mean you have to go it alone. In fact, having a strong support system is one of the key factors in building resilience. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who lift you up, and who challenge you to grow. Whether it's friends, family, mentors, or colleagues, having a support system can help you stay grounded and focused even during tough times. Practice mindfulness and self-compassion. Resilience doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or pretending that everything is fine when it's not. It means acknowledging your feelings, processing them, and then moving forward. Practicing mindfulness can help you stay present in the moment even during stressful situations. Self-compassion is also critical. When you're kind to yourself, you're better able to handle setbacks without being overly critical or harsh. Stay focused on the bigger picture. When you're in the middle of a challenging situation, it's easy to get caught up in the emotions of the moment. But building resilience means staying focused on the bigger picture. Remind yourself of your long-term goals and why you're pursuing them. Keeping your eye on the bigger picture helps you stay motivated, even when things don't go as planned. The key takeaway from this section is that your emotions are one of the most powerful forces in your life. They can either propel you towards success or hold you back from reaching your full potential. By learning how to manage your emotional state and build emotional resilience, you put yourself in the driver's seat of your own destiny. Remember, mastering your emotions doesn't mean you'll never feel negative emotions. It means you'll know how to handle them when they arise. Whether it's through gratitude, visualization, peak state rituals, or reframing challenges, you have the power to shift your emotional state and create the success you desire. When you master your emotions, you master your future. The more you cultivate emotional mastery, the more control you'll have over your decisions, actions, and results. So start today. Take control of your emotions, build resilience, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. Number 3, massive action. Success is not a result of wishful thinking, and it's certainly not born from passivity. It's the outcome of massive action, persistent, focused effort that moves you toward your goals. Many people dream of success, but few are willing to put in the hard work and relentless drive needed to achieve it. Simply having dreams, ideas, or even plans isn't enough. What differentiates those who achieve their goals from those who don't is one thing: action. Think about this. Every significant achievement in history, from groundbreaking inventions to global movements, was driven by action. But it's not just any action, it's massive action that is bold, purposeful, and consistent. It's about doing more than the average, pushing past comfort zones and being willing to put in the time and energy even when the results aren't immediate. People who achieve greatness know that they can't sit back and wait for things to happen. They make things happen. Taking massive action is also about speed. Speed of implementation, the time between having an idea and acting on it, can be the difference between success and stagnation. The longer you wait, the more time you give doubt and fear to creep in. The most successful people don't spend forever analyzing or overthinking. They trust their instincts and move fast. As the saying goes, fortune favors the bold. Boldness in this context means relentless action toward your vision. So if you have a goal, a dream, or an idea, the time to act is now. Waiting for the perfect time is a trap that leads to inaction. The truth is, there is no perfect time. The stars will never perfectly align. Conditions will rarely be ideal. But when you take action, you create momentum, and the world begins to move with you. Massive action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. The 3-step formula for action. Taking massive action may sound daunting, but it's a process that can be broken down into a simple 3-step formula: set clear goals, create an action plan, and execute relentlessly. This formula provides a roadmap that ensures you're not just busy but productive, making real progress toward your goals. 1. Set clear, compelling goals. The first step to taking massive action is knowing exactly what you want. Many people fail to achieve success because they don't have a clear target. They have vague desires like, I want to be successful or I want to be happy, but these are not actionable goals. To take massive action, you need specific, compelling goals that ignite your passion and give you something tangible to work toward. When setting goals, use the SMART framework. Specific, be clear and precise about what you want to achieve. Measurable, define metrics for success. How will you know when you've achieved it? Achievable, set goals that are challenging but realistic. Relevant, make sure your goals align with your larger vision for your life. Time-bound, set deadlines for when you want to achieve your goals. For example, instead of saying, I want to be financially successful, set a goal like, I want to increase my annual income by 25% within the next 12 months by launching a new business or securing a promotion. The more specific and measurable your goal is, the easier it will be to create an action plan and take focused action. Your goals should also be compelling. They need to excite you, fill you with energy, and give you a reason to wake up each day with purpose. If your goals don't light a fire within you, it will be difficult to sustain the massive action needed to achieve them. Choose goals that are deeply connected to your values and passions. 2, create an action plan. Once you have a clear goal, the next step is to create a detailed action plan. This is where many people falter. They have big dreams, but no clear path to achieving them. Without a plan, your actions will be scattered, and you'll end up frustrated by a lack of progress. An action plan turns your goal into a series of steps, making it manageable and achievable. Start by breaking your goal down into smaller milestones. What do you need to accomplish each month, week, or day to move closer to your goal? The key here is to be specific. For example, if your goal is to launch a business, your action plan might include tasks like market research, product development, setting up a website, and launching a marketing campaign. Assign deadlines to each task to keep yourself accountable. Another important aspect of your action plan is prioritization. Not all actions are created equal. Identify the most critical tasks, the ones that will have the biggest impact, and focus on those. This is often referred to as the Pareto principle, or the 80/20 rule, which states that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. Identify the 20% of actions that will drive the most progress and give them your full attention. Now, your action plan should also be flexible. As you take action, you'll encounter obstacles and your initial plan may need to be adjusted. That's okay. What's important is that you remain committed to the goal, even if the path changes. Regularly review your progress and adjust your plan as needed to stay on course. 3. Execute relentlessly. Now comes the most critical step: execution. A well-laid plan is worthless if it's not followed by action. Execution is where dreams are turned into reality. This is where the magic happens, but it's also where many people fall short. Why? Because execution requires discipline, consistency, and the willingness to push through discomfort. Successful people don't wait for motivation to strike. They take action regardless of how they feel. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline is what drives consistent progress. You have to be willing to do the work, even on the days when you don't feel like it, even when the excitement fades, and even when you encounter setbacks. Relentless execution means showing up every day and putting in the effort, no matter what. One way to ensure you execute relentlessly is to develop daily habits and routines that support your goals. For example, if you're working on a fitness goal, establish a daily workout routine. If you're building a business, set aside dedicated time each day to work on it. The key is to create non-negotiable routines that move you forward, no matter what. Another crucial aspect of relentless execution is tracking your progress. Keep a log of the actions you've taken and regularly review your results. Are you moving closer to your goal? If not, why? What adjustments do you need to make? By tracking your progress, you'll stay motivated and gain a sense of accomplishment as you see how far you've come. Tips to overcome hesitation and delay. One of the biggest enemies of action is procrastination. We've all experienced it, the feeling of knowing what you should do but putting it off because it feels uncomfortable, overwhelming, or inconvenient. Procrastination is a form of self-sabotage, and it's one of the main reasons people fail to achieve their goals. Here are some proven strategies to eliminate procrastination and take action now. 1. The 5-second rule. This technique, popularized by Robbins, involves counting down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and taking action immediately. The moment you feel hesitation, your brain starts creating excuses to delay. By counting down and moving right away, you bypass this mental resistance. It's simple but incredibly effective. 2. Break tasks into smaller steps. As mentioned earlier, one of the main reasons we procrastinate is that a task feels too big or overwhelming. When you break it down into smaller, manageable steps, it becomes easier to start. For example, if you need to write a report, don't think about the entire project. Focus on writing the introduction or outlining your key points. Once you get started, momentum will carry you forward. 3. Use the 2-minute rule. If a task will take less than 2 minutes to complete, do it right away. This simple rule prevents small tasks from piling up and becoming overwhelming. It also helps build a habit of immediate action. 4. Eliminate distractions. Distractions are one of the biggest reasons people procrastinate. Whether it's social media, emails, or other non-essential tasks, distractions pull your focus away from what's important. Create an environment that supports productivity by eliminating or minimizing distractions. Turn off notifications, set boundaries, and schedule focused work periods where you can dedicate your time to high-impact tasks. 5. Reward yourself for taking action. Our brains are wired to seek rewards. By creating a reward system for yourself, you reinforce the habit of taking action. For example, after completing a challenging task, reward yourself with something you enjoy, whether it's taking a break, grabbing a snack, or doing something fun. Over time, your brain will associate taking action with positive reinforcement, making it easier to stay motivated. Building momentum through daily action. Success is rarely achieved through a single monumental effort. Instead, it comes from the accumulation of consistent daily actions that build momentum over time. Momentum is the driving force that keeps you moving forward, and consistency is the habit that fuels it. Together, they create a powerful combination that can turn your goals from dreams into reality, even when motivation fades. Many people mistakenly believe that success is about working hard when they feel motivated or inspired, but motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the wind. The true key to achieving lasting success is not relying on how motivated you feel, but on your ability to take consistent action day in and day out, regardless of how inspired or energetic you are. Momentum is the product of consistent effort, and once it starts building, it's like pushing a boulder downhill. It gains speed and becomes harder to stop. However, if you stop pushing, that boulder will eventually come to a halt. Your job is to keep the momentum going by taking action every single day, even if it's a small step. The power of daily action, small steps, big results. Taking consistent action doesn't mean you have to make huge strides every day. In fact, it's the small incremental actions that create the biggest impact over time. This is the essence of the compound effect. Small efforts, repeated consistently, yield massive results in the long run. For example, let's say your goal is to write a book. Writing 100 pages in a single sitting might seem overwhelming, and it's easy to procrastinate because the task feels too daunting. But if you commit to writing just 1 page a day, after 100 days, you'll have a complete draft. It's that simple. The power lies in the consistency of your daily actions. This principle applies to every area of life, from fitness to business to personal development. Whether you're trying to get in shape, build a business, or learn a new skill, taking small, consistent steps every day will eventually lead to breakthrough success. The key is to keep moving forward, no matter how small the step may seem. Even if you don't feel like you're making progress, those small actions are accumulating, and before you know it, you'll start seeing tangible results. How to build momentum, the importance of consistency. Momentum is created when you keep showing up and doing the work, even when you don't feel like it. But how do you maintain that consistency, especially when motivation wanes or obstacles get in the way? Here are some practical strategies to help you build and maintain momentum through daily consistent action. 1. Focus on one step at a time. One of the biggest reasons people lose momentum is that they try to do too much at once. When you focus on the entire goal or the end result, it can feel overwhelming, and that often leads to procrastination or burnout. The solution is to break your goals down into small, manageable steps and focus on just the next step ahead of you. Ask yourself, what's the one thing I can do today that will move me closer to my goal? It doesn't have to be huge, just one actionable step. By focusing on small, daily actions, you build momentum over time without feeling overwhelmed. 2, develop a routine or habit. Success thrives on routine. One of the most effective ways to ensure consistent action is to develop a daily routine or habit that supports your goals. When an action becomes part of your routine, it becomes automatic. You don't have to rely on willpower or motivation to get it done. For example, if you're trying to get in shape, commit to working out at the same time every day. If your goal is to build a business, dedicate a specific block of time each day to working on it. Over time, this routine will become a habit, and taking action will feel like second nature. 3, set micro goals to maintain progress. Micro goals are smaller, short-term objectives that help you stay focused and motivated along the way. Instead of only setting long-term, big-picture goals, break them down into smaller milestones that you can achieve on a weekly or monthly basis. These micro goals give you a sense of accomplishment and help you measure progress, which in turn keeps you motivated to continue. When you reach a micro goal, celebrate the victory, no matter how small it may seem. This celebration reinforces the behavior and keeps your momentum going. 4, create accountability. One of the most powerful ways to stay consistent is to create accountability. When you're accountable to someone else, whether it's a mentor, coach, friend, or accountability partner, you're more likely to stay on track. This external pressure can push you to take action even when you don't feel like it. Set up regular check-ins with someone you trust and share your progress and challenges. Knowing that someone else is counting on you to follow through can be the extra push you need to stay consistent. 5, prioritize consistency over perfection. Perfectionism is one of the biggest momentum killers. Too often, people get stuck waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect conditions before they take action. But perfectionism leads to procrastination, and procrastination halts momentum. The truth is, you don't need to be perfect, you just need to be consistent. Focus on progress, not perfection. Even if you don't do something perfectly, the fact that you're taking action is what matters most. It's better to take imperfect action than to do nothing at all. Pushing through the dip, staying consistent when motivation wanes. There will inevitably be times when your motivation fades. Maybe you've been working hard but aren't seeing the results you expected. Maybe life throws obstacles your way, or you simply feel burned out. This is what's known as the dip, the period where progress seems slow and it's easy to feel discouraged. The dip is where most people give up. But those who push through the dip are the ones who achieve success. The key to staying consistent during these challenging times is to rely on discipline, not motivation. Motivation is temporary, comes and goes. Discipline, on the other hand, is a learned skill. When you cultivate discipline, you take action regardless of how you feel. It's the commitment to your goals that keeps you moving forward, even when the initial excitement is worn off. Here are some strategies to help you push through the dip and stay consistent when motivation wanes. 1. Reconnect with your why. When the going gets tough, it's easy to lose sight of why you started in the first place. Take a step back and reconnect with your why, the deeper reason behind your goals. What will achieving this goal bring into your life? How will it positively impact you or the people you care about? Your why is the emotional fuel that keeps you going. When motivation fades, revisit your reason for pursuing this goal and remind yourself of the bigger picture. This can reignite your passion and give you the strength to keep pushing forward. 2. Focus on the process, not just the outcome. It's important to have long-term goals. But if you're only focused on the end result, you may become frustrated when you don't see immediate progress. Instead, shift your focus to the process, the daily actions and habits that will eventually lead to your desired outcome. When you focus on the process, you can take pride in the effort you're putting in, even if the results haven't materialized yet. Trust that the results will come if you stay consistent with the process. 3. Create visual reminders of progress. Sometimes we lose momentum because we don't realize how far we've come. Create visual reminders of your progress, whether it's a checklist, a calendar where you mark off each day of action, or a progress chart. Seeing your efforts accumulate over time can be incredibly motivating and remind you that your hard work is paying off, even if the results aren't immediately visible. 4. Take care of yourself. Burnout is a real risk when you're pushing hard toward your goals. If you're physically or mentally drained, it's harder to stay consistent. That's why it's crucial to take care of your overall well-being. Make time for rest, relaxation, and self-care. Exercise, eat well, and get enough sleep so that you're physically and mentally prepared to keep taking action. Sometimes taking a short break can actually help you regain your focus and energy, allowing you to come back stronger and more committed. The truth is, simple success doesn't come from waiting. It doesn't come from wishing or hoping that things will change. Success comes from massive action, consistent, relentless action that pushes you closer to your goals every single day. If you want to achieve breakthrough success, you have to be willing to move now. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. Take action today and keep moving forward. As you do, momentum will build and the world will move with you. Your journey to success is in your hands. The more consistent action you take, the closer you'll get to your goals. So move now. Take that first step and never stop. Number 4, the importance of habits. Habits are the building blocks of success. While we often think of success as a result of major, defining moments, the reality is that the foundation for long-term success lies in the small daily actions we take. Habits are the repeated behaviors that shape our lives, either moving us closer to or further away from our goals. When you look at anyone who has achieved greatness, it's not just talent or luck that got them there, it's their habits that have consistently driven their success. The importance of habits cannot be overstated. Good habits are like automatic success triggers. They make the path to achievement smoother, more efficient, and more predictable. On the other hand, bad habits are like silent saboteurs, gradually pulling you away from your goals, often without you even realizing it. The role of habits in success. So why are habits so crucial to success? It's because habits are the actions that we take consistently, often without even thinking about them. They're automatic responses to our environment, emotions, and routines. Over time, the cumulative effect of these small actions becomes enormous. James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, explains that habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Just like money multiplies through compound interest, the effects of your habits multiply as you repeat them over time. When you develop strong, positive habits, each action builds on the last, creating a snowball effect that leads to massive long-term results. Think about any highly successful individual, whether it's an elite athlete, a successful entrepreneur, or a high-achieving artist. Behind their achievements are consistent, disciplined habits. They didn't become great overnight. They became great because they committed to small, daily actions that pushed them closer to their goals. If you want to be successful, you need to adopt the habits that lead to success. Success isn't an event, it's a process, and that process is driven by the habits you cultivate. Creating high-performance habits. The good news is that success habits aren't something you're born with, they can be learned and developed. By being intentional about the habits you form, you can create a daily routine that supports your vision and goals. But how do you build high-performance habits? Here are some steps to help you create powerful daily habits that will lead to success. 1. Start with your morning routine. Your morning sets the tone for the rest of your day. How you start your day will determine the energy, mindset, and productivity you carry with you throughout the day. This is why many high achievers focus on building a solid morning routine that primes them for success. A powerful morning routine might include habits like waking up early to give yourself uninterrupted time before the day gets busy. Practicing gratitude to shift your mindset to one of abundance and positivity. Exercise to boost your energy, improve focus, and enhance overall well-being. Meditation or mindfulness to center your mind and reduce stress. Goal setting or visualization to reinforce your vision for the day and focus your energy on what matters most. By incorporating these high-performance habits into your morning routine, you create a foundation for a productive and successful day. 2. Build self-discipline through small wins. Self-discipline is one of the most important qualities you can develop on the path to success. It's the ability to do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. But self-discipline isn't something that happens overnight. It's a muscle that you build through small wins. Start by committing to small, achievable goals that require discipline. For example, if you want to develop the habit of exercising regularly, start with just 10 minutes of exercise each day. If you want to improve your focus, commit to working on a specific task for 25 minutes without distractions. Each time you successfully follow through on a commitment, no matter how small, you strengthen your self-discipline. Over time, these small wins build your confidence and create a habit of following through, even when it's challenging. 3. Focus on one habit at a time. Trying to change multiple habits at once can be overwhelming and often leads to failure. Instead, focus on one habit at a time. Choose a habit that you want to develop and commit to it for at least 30 days. During this time, make that habit a priority and track your progress daily. Once you've successfully integrated this new habit into your routine, you can move on to the next one. This approach ensures that you fully develop each habit before moving on, increasing the likelihood of long-term success. 4. Create a cue routine reward loop. According to Charles Duhigg's book, The Power of Habit, every habit follows a pattern known as the cue routine reward loop. Understanding this loop can help you create new habits or break old ones. Here's how it works. Cue the trigger that initiates the habit. This could be a time of day, an emotion, or an environmental factor. Routine, the behavior or action that you take in response to the cue. Reward the positive reinforcement you get from completing the routine, which reinforces the habit. For example, if you want to build the habit of going for a run every morning, your cue might be waking up and seeing your running shoes by the door. The routine is going for the run, and the reward is the sense of accomplishment and the endorphin rush you feel afterward. By understanding and consciously designing this loop, you can create habits that stick. Breaking bad habits. While building good habits is crucial, breaking bad habits is equally important. Bad habits can sabotage your success by wasting time, draining energy, and keeping you stuck in unproductive patterns. Here are some steps to help you identify and break destructive habits. 1. Identify the triggers. Every bad habit has a trigger, a specific situation, emotion, or environment that leads to the unwanted behavior. The first step in breaking a bad habit is identifying what triggers it. For example, if you have a habit of procrastinating, ask yourself what typically happens right before you start putting things off. Is it stress? Boredom? Fear of failure? Once you identify the trigger, you can take steps to avoid or change that situation. 2. Replace the bad habit with a good one. Breaking a bad habit is much easier when you replace it with a positive habit. For example, if you have a habit of snacking on junk food when you're stressed, replace that behavior with a healthier alternative like going for a walk or practicing deep breathing exercises. By replacing the bad habit with a good one, you redirect your energy into a more productive behavior. 3. Use the power of mindfulness. Mindfulness is a powerful tool for breaking bad habits because it helps you become more aware of your behaviors in real time. When you're mindful, You can catch yourself before you engage in a bad habit and consciously choose a different action. For example, if you find yourself reaching for your phone to mindlessly scroll through social media, pause and ask yourself, is this serving my goals? This moment of awareness can be enough to break the automatic behavior and make a better choice. Habit stacking, compounding small actions into massive results. One of the most effective ways to build new habits is through a technique called habit stacking. Habit stacking involves linking a new habit to an existing one, which makes it easier to remember and integrate into your routine. The idea is simple. Take a habit you already do regularly and stack a new habit on top of it. For example, if you already brush your teeth every morning, you can stack a new habit of practicing gratitude right after brushing your teeth. Over time, the two habits become linked, and you're more likely to remember and perform the new habit. Here's how to implement habit stacking. Identify a habit you already do consistently. Choose a new habit that you want to develop. Stack the new habit onto the existing one by doing it immediately before or after the old habit. For example, after I brush my teeth, I will meditate for 5 minutes. After I finish my morning workout, I will write down my goals for the day. By stacking habits, you create a domino effect that builds momentum and makes it easier to integrate new habits into your routine. At the end of the day, success is not about talent, luck, or even hard work alone. It's about the habits you cultivate. Success is a habit. The small, seemingly insignificant actions you take each day compound over time to create massive results. If you want to achieve your dreams, start by building the habits that will support your vision. Develop a morning routine that sets you up for success. Cultivate self-discipline through small daily wins. Break the bad habits that are holding you back and use habit stacking to supercharge your progress. Remember, your habits determine your destiny. Create habits that serve your vision, and you'll watch your dreams become your reality. Number 5, the rule of purpose and passion. In the quest for success, purpose and passion are the twin engines that drive you forward. They are the guiding stars that illuminate your path, providing clarity and motivation amid life's inevitable challenges. When you have a clear sense of purpose, you have a compelling reason to get up every morning and pursue your goals. Likewise, passion injects energy into your actions, making the journey not just bearable, but enjoyable. This section will delve into the profound role that purpose and passion play in achieving success, offering insights on how to find your why, align your passions with your actions, and sustain your drive even in the face of adversity. Finding your why. At the heart of every successful journey lies a clear understanding of one's purpose. Finding your why is about identifying what truly matters to you, what ignites your spirit, and what you want to contribute to the world. It's not just about setting goals, it's about grounding those goals in a deeper meaning that resonates with your values and aspirations. The significance of purpose. Motivation to take action, knowing your why provides intrinsic motivation. It's what compels you to wake up early, put in the extra hours, and push through obstacles. When challenges arise, as they inevitably will, a strong sense of purpose reminds you why you started and propels you forward. Guidance in decision-making. Purpose serves as a compass that helps you navigate choices and prioritize actions. When faced with decisions, asking yourself how each option aligns with your why can clarify the path forward and eliminate distractions. Resilience to hardships. Life will throw curveballs, setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt. A clear purpose acts as a stabilizing force during these turbulent times, allowing you to remain focused and determined to overcome obstacles. Steps to discover your purpose. Reflect on your values. Take time to identify what matters most to you. Consider the values that guide your decisions, such as integrity, compassion, creativity, or community. Your purpose often aligns with these core values. Explore your passions. Think about activities that ignite your enthusiasm. What do you love to do? When do you feel most alive? Your passions can provide clues to your purpose. Consider your impact. Reflect on how you want to contribute to the world. What problems do you want to solve? Who do you want to help? Your purpose may involve making a positive difference in the lives of others. Write your mission statement. Craft a personal mission statement that encapsulates your purpose. This statement should serve as a reminder of your why and guide your actions as you pursue your goals. Aligning passion with action. Once you've identified your purpose, the next step is to align your passions with your actions. Passion is the fuel that keeps your motivation alive, transforming your why into actionable steps. When your actions are infused with passion, they become more meaningful, and you are more likely to persist in the face of challenges. Harnessing your passions. Integrate passion into your goals. Ensure that your goals are not just achievements, but also reflect your passions. For instance, if you are passionate about helping others, seek out opportunities that allow you to serve, such as volunteering, mentorship, or community projects. This alignment fosters fulfillment and drives commitment. Make passion a priority. Schedule time for activities that ignite your passion. Whether it's a hobby, creative pursuit, or community service, prioritize these activities in your life. When you regularly engage in what you love, it becomes easier to stay motivated and energized. Seek opportunities to learn and grow, pursue knowledge and skills related to your passions. Attend workshops, take online courses, or join groups that focus on your interests. This continuous growth not only fuels your passion, but can also lead to new opportunities aligned with your purpose. Collaborate with like-minded individuals. Surround yourself with people who share your passions and values. Collaboration can amplify your enthusiasm and lead to inspiring projects. The energy from working with others can enhance your motivation and commitment. Sustaining drive. While having a clear purpose and passion can ignite your journey, sustaining that drive over time requires intentional strategies. Challenges, setbacks, and everyday stresses can wear down even the most passionate individuals. Here are some effective strategies to maintain enthusiasm even when the going gets tough. 1. Embrace a growth mindset. Adopting a growth mindset, the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work, helps you view challenges as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable obstacles. When you encounter setbacks, see them as valuable lessons that contribute to your overall journey. This perspective shift can reignite your drive and keep you moving forward. 2. Practice self-care. Maintaining your physical and mental well-being is crucial for sustaining motivation. Ensure you engage in regular exercise, eat healthily, and get enough sleep. Incorporate mindfulness practices like meditation or yoga to reduce stress and enhance your focus. When you feel good physically and mentally, you are more likely to stay motivated and driven. 3. Celebrate small wins. Recognizing and celebrating your achievements, no matter how small, can reinforce your motivation. Each step forward is a testament to your commitment and progress. Set milestones and reward yourself when you reach them, whether it's treating yourself to a favorite activity, sharing your success with friends, or simply taking a moment to reflect on how far you've come. 4. Revisit your why regularly. Life can sometimes lead you off course. Make it a habit to regularly revisit your purpose and passion. Reflect on why you started your journey and the impact you wish to make. This practice can reignite your enthusiasm and clarify your priorities when you feel lost or demotivated. 5. Stay flexible and adaptable. The path to success is rarely linear. Be open to adjusting your goals and methods as circumstances change. Flexibility allows you to respond positively to new challenges and opportunities, keeping your drive alive as you adapt your plans to fit your evolving understanding of your purpose. Finally, the combination of purpose and passion is a powerful force that propels you towards success. When you know your why, you have a guiding light that leads you through the darkest times. Purpose fuels your persistence, allowing you to tackle challenges head on and keep moving forward. Take the time to discover your purpose, align your passions with your actions, and implement strategies to sustain your drive. Remember, success is not a destination, but a journey fueled by your why. When you connect deeply with your purpose and embrace your passions, you unlock the potential to achieve greatness and live a fulfilling life. Number 6, overcoming fear and failure. Fear and failure are two of the most formidable obstacles on the road to success. They can paralyze ambition, cloud judgment, and create an environment of self-doubt that stifles growth. However, when approached with the right mindset, both fear and failure can serve as powerful catalysts for personal and professional development. This section explores the complex relationship between fear and failure, offering insights and strategies to help you confront these challenges and emerge stronger. Fear as a barrier. Fear is an instinctual response designed to protect us from harm. However, in the context of pursuing success, it often manifests as a barrier that prevents us from taking necessary risks. The following points highlight how fear can hold people back from reaching their full potential. 1. The nature of fear. Biological response: fear triggers the body's fight or flight response, releasing stress hormones that prepare us to either confront or flee from danger. While this response is beneficial in life-threatening situations, it can be counterproductive in the realm of personal and professional growth. Fear of the unknown: venturing into new territory, whether it's starting a business, changing careers, or public speaking, elicits fear due to uncertainty. This fear of the unknown can lead to hesitation, procrastination, and avoidance. Fear of judgment. Many people fear how others will perceive their actions or decisions. The worry of being judged or ridiculed can lead to inaction and self-doubt, stifling creativity and ambition. Fear of failure, the thought of failing can be paralyzing. This fear often stems from a desire for perfection and a belief that failure equates to inadequacy. This mindset prevents individuals from taking risks or pursuing their goals wholeheartedly. 2. The consequences of fear. Stagnation, allowing fear to dictate your actions, can lead to a stagnant life where you remain trapped in comfort zones, unable to explore new opportunities or challenge yourself. Missed opportunities. Fear can cause you to overlook potential opportunities that could lead to growth, learning, or success. Each moment spent in fear is a moment you could be seizing opportunities to advance your life. Loss of confidence. Constantly succumbing to fear can erode self-confidence over time. When you allow fear to dictate your choices, you reinforce the belief that you are incapable of handling challenges, which can create a vicious cycle of self-doubt. Confronting and using fear. While fear can be a barrier, it can also be transformed into a powerful catalyst for growth when confronted head-on. Here are strategies for managing fear and using it to your advantage. 1. Acknowledge and accept fear. Recognize your fear. The first step in overcoming fear is acknowledging its presence. Identify what specifically you are afraid of, whether it's fear of failure, rejection, or the unknown. Awareness is the key to addressing fear effectively. Accept fear as a normal response. Understand that feeling fear is a natural part of being human. Instead of trying to eliminate fear, accept it as a part of your journey. This acceptance can help reduce its power over you. 2. Reframe your mindset. Shift your perspective. Instead of viewing fear as a negative force, consider it a signal for growth. Fear often indicates that you are stepping outside your comfort zone and challenging yourself. Embrace fear as a sign that you are on the brink of something meaningful. Visualize success. Use visualization techniques to imagine yourself successfully overcoming the challenges that evoke fear. Picture the steps you need to take and the positive outcomes that await you. This practice can help reduce anxiety and build confidence. 3. Take incremental steps. Start small. Confront your fears gradually by taking small, manageable steps. For example, if public speaking terrifies you, start by speaking in front of a mirror, then progress to a small group of friends before addressing larger audiences. Set achievable goals. Break down your larger goals into smaller, achievable tasks. Completing these tasks will provide you with a sense of accomplishment and build confidence, helping you confront more significant fears over time. Failure as feedback. One of the most significant hurdles to success is the fear of failure. Many individuals view failure as a definitive end, rather than an opportunity for growth and learning. It's crucial to shift your perspective on failure and embrace it as feedback. 1. Redefining failure. Failure is a learning opportunity rather than seeing failure as a defeat. Recognize it as a valuable opportunity to learn. Each failure provides insights into what went wrong and what can be improved. This feedback is essential for personal and professional growth. Normalizing failure. Understand that failure is a common experience shared by successful individuals. Most high achievers have faced numerous failures before reaching their goals. Normalizing failure helps alleviate the fear associated with it. 2. Analyze and adapt. Conduct a post-mortem after experiencing a failure. Take time to analyze what happened. Identify the factors that contributed to the failure, what you could have done differently, and the lessons learned. This reflective practice turns failure into a powerful learning tool. Adjust your approach. Use the insights gained from your analysis to adjust your strategies. Whether it's refining your business model, improving your skills, or changing your mindset, adapting based on feedback is key to future success. The power of perseverance. Resilience and perseverance are essential qualities in overcoming fear and failure. The journey to success is rarely straightforward, and setbacks are a natural part of the process. Here's how to cultivate perseverance in your life. 1. Cultivating a resilient mindset. Embrace challenges. See challenges as opportunities to develop resilience. Each obstacle you encounter is a chance to learn and grow stronger. Adopt the mindset that challenges are stepping stones to success. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding when faced with setbacks. Instead of berating yourself for failures, acknowledge your efforts and remind yourself that growth takes time. 2. Stay committed to your goals. Focus on your purpose. Keeping your why at the forefront of your mind can bolster your commitment to your goals. When faced with difficulties, remind yourself why you started and what you hope to achieve. Create a support system. Surround yourself with individuals who uplift and support you. Having a network of friends, family, or mentors can provide encouragement during tough times and help you maintain your focus. 3, celebrate your progress. Recognize your achievements, celebrate your successes, no matter how small. Acknowledging your progress reinforces your determination to persevere. Each step forward, even amidst challenges, deserves recognition. Learn from the journey, reflect on your journey regularly. Consider the lessons learned from both successes and failures. This practice helps you appreciate the growth process and reinforces the idea that perseverance leads to eventual success. Fear and failure are not insurmountable obstacles, they are integral components of the journey towards success. By acknowledging and confronting your fears, reframing your perception of failure, and cultivating perseverance, you can transform these challenges into powerful allies. Embrace fear as a signal for growth and view failure as feedback on your path to success. As you navigate your journey, remember that every great achievement was once considered impossible. Embrace fear and failure, for they are the stepping stones to greatness. With resilience and determination, you can rise above any challenge and achieve your dreams. As we come to the end of this transformative journey, let's take a moment to reflect on the key principles we've explored together. The path to success is not a straight line, it is a winding road filled with challenges, fear, and moments of self-doubt. However, as we've discussed, overcoming these obstacles is entirely within your grasp. Summarize the journey. Throughout this article, we have delved deep into the elements that contribute to achieving a breakthrough in your life. The power of belief. We began by understanding that your mindset is a fundamental driver of your success. Limiting beliefs can act as shackles that keep you bound to mediocrity, but by challenging these beliefs, you open the door to new possibilities. Emotional mastery. We explored the significance of mastering your emotional state. Your emotions influence your decisions and performance. By learning techniques like gratitude practice and visualization, you can cultivate emotional resilience, turning negative feelings into positive energy that fuels your ambition. Massive action. We emphasize the importance of taking bold, focused action toward your goals. Success does not wait for the perfect moment. It requires you to act decisively, create a clear action plan, and execute relentlessly. Remember, the small, consistent actions you take today will accumulate into significant progress over time. The importance of habits. We discussed how habits form the foundation of your success. By developing high-performance habits and breaking destructive ones, you create a powerful framework for achieving your dreams. Habit stacking enables you to compound your efforts, leading to extraordinary results over time. The role of purpose and passion. Finding your why is vital for sustained motivation. When your actions align with your passions, you will discover an unquenchable drive that propels you forward, even when faced with obstacles. Overcoming fear and failure. Finally, we tackled the twin barriers of fear and failure. Embracing these challenges allows you to learn and grow. Rather than seeing fear as a deterrent, view it as a signal to stretch beyond your comfort zone. Remember, every failure is an opportunity for growth. Each setback brings you closer to your ultimate goals. Now is the time to take what you've learned and apply it to your life. Don't let hesitation hold you back. Choose one area of your life where you felt stuck or fearful and take immediate action today. It could be as simple as writing down your goals, reaching out to a mentor, or committing to a daily habit that aligns with your aspirations. Set a specific goal. Define what you want to achieve in the next month. Make it measurable, realistic, and time-bound. This goal will serve as your first stepping stone towards your breakthrough. Create an action plan. Outline the steps you need to take to reach this goal. Break it down into daily or weekly tasks and hold yourself accountable. Share your goal with someone who can support you, whether it's a friend, family member, or mentor. Take immediate action. Do something today that aligns with your goal, no matter how small. Each step forward builds momentum and reinforces your commitment to change. Final empowerment message. As we conclude this exploration of your potential, let me leave you with this empowering message. Today is the day you decide to break through. The only thing standing between you and the life you dream of is one decision, the decision to step up, take control, and never look back. Your breakthrough is here. Are you ready to seize it? Remember, greatness lies within you, waiting to be unleashed. Embrace your fears, learn from your failures, and take bold action. You are capable of achieving extraordinary things. The journey may be challenging, but with every step you take, you are one step closer to living the life you've always envisioned. So rise up, take that leap of faith, and break through to the success that is rightfully yours. The world is waiting for your brilliance. Go out there and show it.